You're watching the 2014 BYU Football Media Day live web chats, and we're here right now with the man of the hour, quarterback Taysom Hill. Taysom, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. How's Media Day going?
It's been good. It's been busy. From the sounds of things, it hasn't been as busy as your day, but
I'm pretty sure yours has been busier.
It's been good. No, it's fun. I mean, any opportunity you have the chance to talk about, the upcoming season and the guys you're playing with, it's pretty fun.
Is this something, because I'm sure interviews during the season can get a little monotonous. Is it different today since it's kind of like a hype for the season, or is it something you kind of dread? No,
I mean, look, this just comes with it,
Yeah.
Playing football, the media stuff, but it's fun, we get a lot of support from fans, and to do these things gives us an opportunity for the fans to meet us and do things like that. Here are what we're thinking about the season, and it's a fun time.
Well, let's start out by asking you, what was your favorite moment of the 2013 season?
That's a tough question. I would have to say, people are probably thinking right now that Texas game, which individually that was a great game. Collectively, to be able to win that football game the way that we did. But I think the time that stands out the most for me was the way that we won the Houston game. I think that was one of the funnest games that I was a part of, and it took every minute that we had to win that football game, and collectively as a group, Lonnie came up big at the end with that interception to win the game, and the touchdown before that. It was a fun game. I would say that was probably.
A couple of the other guys mentioned that game as well, just because you had to give your heart and soul in that game.
Yeah.
And they said sometimes there's like a couple minutes you're like, oh, we got this, but it was never like that in the Houston game. It went right down to the very end. Well, we have a little clip of you running in the Texas game, so we're going to watch it real fast. What was going through your head right now? What's happening in your brain?
Yeah, well, that's our simple zone read option right there, and the minute I saw the defensive end kind of shuffle down the line of scrimmage, I knew that was a pull read for me. And as you guys saw, Jamal Williams got so much attention there that I was able to get out in the open field. And those are the moments right there that you dream about as a kid, being in the open field and running free for a touchdown. That was great.
And not very many people get to experience something like that. So what does that feel like? What does it feel like just to see that open field and you're like, I got this? In front of that crowd, against that big of a team.
It's one of those things where hard work pays off, because the off seasons are long, and you put a lot of time and preparation in from Monday to Friday to get to that game. And when you have an opportunity, when everything is executed the way it should and it pays off, it's the best feeling ever. I don't know. It's payday, as a football player, and that's what that was.
I bet. So you have the Manning passing camp coming up in July.
July, yeah.
What are you most excited for about that?
I think the biggest thing is just to be around and rub shoulders with Peyton and Eli and Archie. Those guys that are putting on the camp, and anybody that watches Peyton and Eli play, I feel like those guys are the typical field generals, that you watch when you watch an NFL quarterback. I think of Peyton Manning when I think of QB general. So not only do I want to, learn some mechanics and various things like that, some footwork techniques that they do, but I'm hoping to gain the mental aspect and learn some of those things from Peyton and Eli as they have experienced so much in their career.
You mentioned the mental aspect. If you could ask Peyton one question, what would it be if you just had some one-on-one time with him?
Yeah, I think I would hone in on what he does to prepare for a football game. Who knows what he's saying at the line of scrimmage, and who knows what that means, but that he puts in a lot of time, and he has very specific things that he's checking to based on coverage and stuff. And so that would be my question is, what things do you do to prepare before a football game?
Well, hopefully you get the chance to ask that question.
So, yeah.
Well, you've been a busy guy. Football finishes, you get engaged, spring ball, married right before finals. Then you have the Manning football camp coming up. Do you have spare time at all?
I do now. I just finished spring semester, and I've got a couple weeks before I head to New Orleans for that camp. But it's good to be busy. Keeps us out of trouble. So
that's true.
It's been a really good off season, and you know, aside from football and all that stuff, it's been a great opportunity to, you know, meet Emily, who's my wife now, and to be married to her. She's been a great supporting cast through all of this.
You have quite the family, as we've talked about before. David Nixon is her brother, and then Craig Bills is thrown in there. We have this picture that someone dug up. I mean, if you could just kind of walk us through what's happening here. Some cat ears, we're not quite sure. So.
I was forced to go to this little party, but that was a stage when I was still really trying to impress Emily, you know, to entice her to continue to date me. But some family members of theirs, they were throwing a Halloween party, so that was when, I don't know if you've seen the video, What Does the Fox Say?
Yes.
You've seen the video?
Yeah.
So that was our impersonation of the video, the fox, and all of that. Certainly not one of my proudest moments, but
you must really like this girl. I mean, obviously you're married, but
I do.
I don't know what David and Craig's excuses are. They're already married.
They are.
They're
married.
Just good
I
husbands.
don't know. And knowing that Dave and Craig were going to be there, I was like, okay, I can get through this.
They're football players too, and so I think I can do this. What are the family reunions like? Have you been to one?
I haven't been to one yet, but you know, she comes from a family of 10, and we were all just in Texas for our wedding reception, and all of her siblings were there, and we went and played basketball at one of the A&M facilities. Her dad's a professor there, and it gets pretty competitive. It's a fun time. So, but as good of athletes, and you know, we know of Dave and his. He works for BYU TV, and we see Craig on the football field and all those things. But as good as they are in their chosen fields, they're better people. So it's been fun to be around them and to be married in that family.
Yeah, we love David around here. So if you and David went one-on-one in basketball, though, who's going to win? Because he's going to watch this. So.
Yeah, that is a no-brainer. I would win that for sure. And he better say the same thing. He better say the same thing.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him after this.
Yeah, you should. And if not, then we'll just record it. You know, maybe we can have like a BYU TV special, and Dave and I will go head to head.
Can we please?
I would be down to do that.
Let's set that up. Let's set that up. Is your wife athletic?
She played volleyball and stuff in high school, and she kind of stopped there. She doesn't have the mindset, the mentality, you know, that a lot of us do. So she's too sweet. She's too kind. So, but she's an athletic girl, 5'10", you know. So.
Well, you and David and Craig need to just start making plans to make your own football team when all of you guys start having kids. And
we're working on it. Craig just had a little girl, so I don't know what avenue she's going to go. If she's going to do the cheerleading, or if she's going to come play, or whatever. But Dave just had a little boy, and I know Dave has big plans for him. So
I'm sure. Hey, I'll be an agent in 18 years. You just give me a call, and I'll be there for your kids.
Him and Brian Kill joke about putting a team together. I think Brian just had a boy as well. So.
Well, that'd be a good team. So you have a lot of receivers vying for your attention at all times. If the season started right now, who would be your go-to receiver now that Cody Hoffman's gone?
Yeah, I think right now, I think experience and stuff, I would say Mitch Matthews. I think Mitch is a guy that proved himself last year as a go-to guy. I think his breakout game, we saw Utah State as he went for 3 touchdowns in that game, and unfortunately his season was ended early last year at Wisconsin. But Mitch is a guy that's 6'6", he runs really good routes, and he's really reliable. So I look to Mitch to have an extremely good junior season.
Have you had a chance to throw around with any of the new receivers that are coming in?
Yeah.
And what are they like?
Nick Kurtz, as you know, was here for spring ball, so I've had quite a bit of time to get to know him, to work with him, and I think Nick is going to be a great addition to our staff, our receiving corps. Sorry, he's 6'6", and the thing with guys like Mitch and Nick, when they're that big, doesn't matter how good a coverage you have on a guy like that, he will always be open, and it's really up to me if I put the ball in the right place for him to get it. So Nick will be a good guy in the red zone. We can throw the ball up to him. He's a big athletic kid that can jump. And you know, those 3 guys, Nick, Mitch, and Ross, all play very similar in that regard, their size. And then we have a guy like Jordan Leslie, who's a bigger, more physical guy. Trey Dye's coming in, Devon Blackman's coming in, who are kind of our speedier, guys for the inside. So credit our offensive staff. They brought in some great guys, and it allows us to be really successful in the passing game.
Some big guys and big targets. So that'll be nice for you. If you could play with any BYU receiver in BYU history, who would it be and why?
Wow. I don't know. I think probably Dennis Pitta right now, after watching the things that he's done, in his career, and then growing up watching him, being younger, I didn't watch a lot of the older guys play, but I grew up watching Dennis and some of the things that he did, and having a tight end like Dennis is the biggest security blanket for a quarterback. So I'd probably say Dennis.
I mean, I hope Dennis knows that. I hope he's here. You might want to go tell him that.
I had a live show with him, but his ego's big enough. I don't think we need to boost it anymore.
I bet he'd like it still. So when all is said and done, what will you consider a successful year when 2014 season is all through?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, my mindset as a player is to win every football game, right now. And looking at it, if we're at the end of our season, I would say 10-11 win season for us, and then to go to a bowl game and to win our bowl game. I think looking at it hindsight, but honestly, I think that we have a great team this year, and I think that we have an opportunity to, and I think we can win every game on our schedule. And right now, going into it, that's our mindset. That's our goal.
It seems like there's been a lot of confidence this year, even more than in previous years, about this upcoming season from all the players that we've spoken to. But thank you so much for being here with us. It's been a pleasure. Good luck this season. We're excited to watch.